welcome back to my channel. My name is Tarinah Chin, and this video is all about self-confidence and how to bust those insecurities and self-doubts. If you didn't watch part 1, I want you to go watch part 1 because this is part 2, okay? I gave you 2 amazing tips, and the first tip I gave is that we need to write a new narrative, okay? Some of us have narratives from our past, whether it's from criticism. We need to rewrite those narratives and find new ways and new truths about ourselves. So despite what we've heard, despite what we didn't hear, we need to write new truths about ourselves, that we are capable, we are confident, we are blessed, we have a good life, and we can achieve anything we want, anything we put our mind to, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I gave you the tip of saying that we need to stop comparing ourselves. Social media can be a wonderful platform, but when we compare ourselves and continue to try to measure up to these people online, we're often going to feel defeated. We're going to lack confidence. We're going to feel like we can never reach what we see, and so it becomes this very paralyzing thing that actually makes us more stuck and less confident over time. So we need to stop comparing ourselves and just only be in competition with ourselves. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next 2 that I did not talk about, but we're going to go right into it. Okay, so number 3, we're going to know our worth and be self-affirming even when nobody else is. What I mean by this is that if there's no one telling you you can do it, you're great, keep going, don't give up, we need to be able to be that person for ourselves. We need to go in the mirror and look in the mirror and say, you can do this, you got this, you will become great. You are great, you are wonderful, you can do all things, through Christ who strengthens you. Like, if we need to go in the mirror and be self-affirming, be self-motivating, be self-disciplined, be self-educated, like, if we need to do it by ourselves because there's nobody else doing it for us, nobody's going to come save us, right? Nobody's going to come rescue us. Nobody's going to come hand us confidence. Nobody's going to come hand us encouragement. Nobody's going to come hand us a handout. We need to be self-affirming, self-dedicated, self-motivating, and tell ourselves we can do this. We believe in ourselves. We are capable of doing anything we want to do, even when nobody else sees our greatness. The reason why I say this and why I believe it's so important is because, do you know Jeff Bezos? Okay, Jeff Bezos, the creator of Amazon, right? He is very successful at this point. This is related to money, but it doesn't have to be related to money in your life, okay? Maybe what you want is more confidence, more self-love, more joy, more peace, okay? But only reason why I'm using Jeff Bezos as an example is because he made a really good point, okay? In his movie, he had this idea. From market research, the research showed that the internet would be booming in the next years. So he took that and said, I think I can make a lot of money from the internet by selling books. He took on this belief that he was going to make it. He was going to be successful in this area no matter what. And even when he called probably thousands of people to get investments in his company, he would call people and those people would be like, what are you talking about? Half of them didn't even understand his business. And the other half, if they did understand it, they thought he was crazy and he would never make it. The only people who truly believed in him were the people that were closest to him, his wife and his family. Now, you may not have or family who encourage you, but just know this, that even with all the rejections, even with all the no's, even with all of the criticism that Jeff Bezos got, which those people probably feel stupid now because Amazon is booming and he's making tons of money and his company thrives and does a lot of good charities and stuff. Even when nobody sees you, even when nobody understands your worth, your value, even when nobody is looking at you and constantly telling you you're great, you can do this, don't give up, it doesn't mean anything. So we have to be able to separate what people say or don't say about us and just be self-encouraging, self-affirming. Even when nobody believes in us, we can believe in ourselves. And that is what Jeff Bezos did, and look where he is today. Even with so many rejections, so many no's, so many people thought he was going to fail and crash and burn, and he proved them all wrong. And I've also done the same in my life, in many areas of my life. I got my master's degree. I think for a lot of people, they would look at me and maybe think that I wasn't going to finish the degree, or think that I wouldn't make it, or for whatever reason look at me and form these conclusions about me, maybe based on my skin tone, maybe based on the way I talk, maybe based on my past. I don't know, but they would look at me and have these narratives about me, and I had to bust those beliefs, and I had to go through all of the criticism and all the doubt and the fears and the worries and believe in myself. And I did it, and I was able to accomplish the goals that I set for myself, with, even if nobody, I did have support, because my family, my spouse are very supportive. But even if I didn't have that, I would have to believe in myself in order to achieve what I was meant to achieve. Okay, so that's number 3. Okay, number 4 is, I want you to know that you are loved. Okay, it seems so basic, but a lot of people may not go after their dream, or dream big, or go after their goal, may not be confident, may not be self-affirming and all this stuff, because they may not feel the basic need of love. We all have a basic need to feel loved, to feel cared for. I'm understanding that there are a lot of people who may have grown up in families where they don't feel loved, but they feel rejected, they feel unloved, and that's where all this lack of confidence and things come from. So I want you to know this, despite your past, despite who said they love you or didn't love you, but despite any of that, I want you to know that you are loved. Who are you loved by? 1, I love you. But there's even a greater person who loves you, and his name is Jesus, the creator of the universe, God. He loves you. And I want you to know this, that God did create you for a purpose.